All right. Are you ready for this game that I have prepared for us?
I don't know. Is it gonna make me feel like a fool
Yeah.
on April Fool's Day?
Yeah. So I have this bracket here, and I
I
looked
can't
up a
see that
list
at all.
that I may have changed certain things. I did look up multiple lists of like the best anime from each year.
Mhm.
It's not like a concrete thing. It literally looked at one article, and I basically was just striving for from an anime from each year. That's all I basically was. So don't be like, oh, this one's better. Why did you just not do that? I don't give a fuck. Also, I put Promise Neverland instead of Tokyo Revengers because neither of us has seen it, and I wanted Promise Neverland in there because it was in the same year as Demon Slayer, and I said, "Fuck that, Demon Slayer's still here," but I wanted Promise Neverland here, even
Okay,
though I don't think Promise Neverland will win. But I
probably
wanted
not.
to see it anyway.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, let's start off with bracket battle number one: Fairy Tale versus Promise Neverland. Which one do you think moves on? I've never seen Fairy Tale, but I vote Promise Neverland.
I tried to watch Fairy Tale, and it was not my cup of tea. So let's do Promise Neverland because I could actually watch that.
Promise Neverland, I want to include it because it's so sad about the second season. But the first
So
season,
yeah, we're not counting the second
no, no,
season.
no, no. The first season
That
was
just
like
didn't
truly a
happen.
masterpiece, though.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
fucking loved this. Anyway,
I can't read it anyway.
the next battle on the left side of the bracket is Jujutsu Kaisen versus Black Clover. Now, before
JJK.
we, okay, I was actually, I should have said this before we started. In my mind, I took a mental note of saying this before
Uh-huh.
we start the game, but then I forgot just now. I wanted to say before we start the game, don't just spout out your answer right at the beginning.
Well, you
Don't
know
just like
what?
spout it out.
I wear my heart on
Let's
my
have
sleeve.
no, let's have a
I don't
fucking
want discourse.
conversation.
I want my opinions to be out there and yours to just go away because mine are more smarter.
Okay, you want to do it? You want to do it in silence then?
Yes. Next,
Fine.
JJK.
Anyway, I wanted to say
Okay.
that Black Clover has a lot of good upsides that I feel like people don't give it credit for. And the people who do really do ride for Black Clover. They're like 100% like they're like I think it's one of the best shonen out there right now. Like that like of the new gen. Like they
Mhm.
said it's really well.
Mhm.
And I think it has a lot of moments where it shines. It has a lot of cool badass moments, but I think where they kind of like fall flat is the protagonist is probably the loudest protagonist we've ever seen in any anime, which is crazy because there's a lot of loud ones. But this guy yells every 5 seconds, which I think that's the reason you don't like it, right?
Yes. And the main thing that I would say that puts JJK over top is the animation.
Animation's so good. That's
Because
that's the
The
pro.
Black Clover, there's so many dud animations where they just like didn't have it in the budget and there's just too much going on and they just have like those awful like weird half baked faces, you know?
Yeah, and like Black Clover, it was like sometimes the arcs can just drag on like a
Mhm.
ridiculous amount. Like I
It's
I think I've
going
said this
too
before,
long.
but I did not finish Black Clover, or I'm still not caught up 100%. But I took such a long hiatus from Black Clover because there's a part where like every anime does this, where they're going to fight the main badass, but they have to stop and like drop off some of their group with other people. Like, oh, we run into this guy, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll
Mhm.
take care of this one." And then they have a fight, and then it was like they move on and be like, "Oh, another one's like, oh, this one's mine. Don't worry," and blah blah blah. Like One Piece does that like a lot, but Black Clovers was so boring, and it was so like collecting their friends and people that I did not care about. Like they literally stopped at a random village and was like, "Let's fight them," and they fought villains that I didn't care about. And then it was just a moment where civilians were supposed to be like, "Whoa, you did get strong, commoner. I thought you were like lame and poor." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good now." And then they moved on. And it was like, why did I spend 2 episodes on this bullshit? Anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen is one of my favorite anime that's ongoing right now. So yeah, it's
Okay.
100% gonna move on.
So what you're saying is I was right all along.
It's not about being right, Patrick. It's about conversating in a podcast. Next one. Angel Beats and Seven Deadly Sins. And let's just start off with
Oh
saying Seven
man.
Deadly Sins ending is one of the most tragic things in the world, bro. It is so tragic. How far did you get?
There was like I think I was somewhere on season I think I might have not even gotten through season 2,
Really?
and it yeah,
I think I
really.
think you probably did because season 2 was, I think, like, literally 6 episodes,
No,
so you
yeah, I
probably don't even
must have.
realize that, but
But
you probably didn't realize that it was, like, a separate season because it was, like, 6
there was
episodes,
like a
but
certain point where I just got a little convoluted. They were throwing in angels and different demons,
yeah, I think that's, like, season 3 or 4, but,
and
um
it just they just bogged it down with too many characters that I didn't really care that much about.
well, that's
Instead,
the craziest part is that I think Seven Deadly Sins had, like, one of the strongest openings ever. You have the moment where
hmm
Meliodas catches the fucking spear and throws it back at that dude, and he just does the and, like, it, like, lands right at oh, that was so sick, and then, like, the premise was so cool where he was like, "Oh, yeah, we used to be them, but we haven't really, like, talked that much," and he was like, "Alright, let's get the band back together," and he's, like, slowly ran into people, and they all had, like, their very individual, like, power set. Was it, like
hmm
and every character I felt like was very unique, at least in the seven dead, like even in a part of the seven deadly sins. Like oh, like you had like a giant that could
hmm
like earthbend or some shit, and then you had a guy that was just invincible and then could reverse the power that he or the hurt that he took, or was it? Oh no, he absorbed power from other people, and like it was so unique and it was so cool. And there's a lot of moments where it was like intimidating, like the also the part where I don't think the demons didn't come until like the second season, right? Or like the third season. I think it was the third season.
I
So
think it was second. No, it was second season, and then the third season they threw in angels, and I was just like,
I think the second season is
because
very
I
short.
the
So I
last
think
thing
the
I
demons
remember
came in during the
is
second season, but they didn't finish with them too much until the third season, I think.
I remember there's this big demon dude with a scythe that I think fought on, and it was like super cool, super
It
awesome,
was
super
so
fun.
sick. They had such a good thing going for them. And then like
Uh, the
like
highs were very good, yeah,
yeah, and then the animation is
and
what
also it was
fucking
like it got a little creepy too. Like I can do just a little bit of fan service, but it's just like
yeah,
the ages
a little
were a
weird.
little questionable, and
And
like it was almost like grooming with some of them.
but also
So I was like,
do you remember how shit the animation got too? It was
yeah,
like a
that was
tragic. It was like a tragic
that's
story.
gonna kill probably half of these.
And I've said this before. I think Angel Beats is super underrated. It's
Let's talk about Angel Beats because I don't even remember finishing it. I
oh
remember
my god,
it was decent.
Angel Beats, uh, made me cry multiple times throughout the anime. Which honestly, a lot of anime hasn't made me cry. Like I can realize when moments are like
hmm
sad, but like Angel Beats like legitimately had me like bawling my eyes out multiple times. And on the opposite end, it made me laugh out loud. So like oh my god, like maybe not as much as the crying, but like I laughed a lot. Like, do you remember the part with the exam where they would she would like they were trying to distract one of them and they would like launch somebody onto the ceiling and it did like
Yeah,
the slow
yeah.
motion with the song, and they just fucking ran, and he's like hanging from the ceiling. Dude, like that show was so good, and it's so
hmm
short, so sweet, and it'll make you like rethink a lot because of like the whole premise of
That's
being like an afterlife kind of thing
hmm
too. My god, it was
I
so
think we should
sick.
do another split up where it's like shorter animes are on one list and longer animes are on another list because it's like
We should do like a 12 episode or like 12-24 episode like list
right,
one day.
yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like all these ones that have been going on like in the hundreds needs to be their own thing because
Yeah.
that's like
Oh,
it's like sprinting and endurance. They're two
yeah,
different
yeah.
categories, you know.
We definitely should make that list because it would be like a great thing to like recommend to people who haven't watched, who don't really want to start a One Piece kind of thing. We'll do that
hmm
next episode, but that's pretty good.
And that's
Um,
also I'm much more versed in the shorter ones because I don't like. It takes a lot for me to stick with something, you know. Like
uh,
if something's into its third season, I'm like, I think it's time to put you out to pasture.
so what is your
Anyway,
vote?
Angel Beats just
Angel
because
Beats, Seven
fucking
Deadly Sins.
seven deadly sins took too many negatives.
It probably has higher highs, but like, Seven Deadly Sins got me like hype and standing up from my chair, being like, "Holy shit!" But Angel Beats made my soul darken a little bit. Okay, so we got
Jeez.
JoJo's and we got Demon Slayer. Now I've let me say some
God,
good things.
I held that in so good. Let me tell
I
you.
I did I I did as well because let's start off with
Let's
Demon
just
Slayer. They have really good animation. Okay, what do you want to say about JoJo's though?
Iconic, amazing, interesting power system. It's cool how it's like every season is like a generation pretty much, you know. And
Hmm.
I've gotten shit. I've gone through I think I'm on the fourth JoJo, I
Hmm.
think.
I've never seen it.
Maybe the third or fourth. But it's like every season it gets like I'm not even to the stuff that people say is the mind-blowing stuff. I'm like
Really?
just getting into it. Yeah. So like it's already great based off of the older stuff.
Yeah. I've heard it's like in a lot of people's like top five.
And that might, that's like that'd be a heavy hitter in the long form in the marathon
Yeah.
cuz that's
Yeah.
been going a long ass time.
And let's once again bring up the good sides of Demon Slayer. The animation is so well done.
Mhm.
Okay. And then what's your vote?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, if
Oh.
I haven't been said
Now,
this
here's the
before,
thing, man.
I don't like Demon Slayer only because people put it with the greats, and I just don't think it's one of the greats. I'm gonna be real.
I
I think
thought it
like
was a good thing. It was a good shot at shonen. It separated itself from other shows like it enough to be entertaining, but I cannot name. I read all the way through it. I can't name a single character
dude, it's
besides
like
Tanjiro. I have no idea. It does not, which is like that's not too big of an issue for me because I forget fucking people in
yeah,
One Piece,
you can't
But
remember
it's just
like
like
the Straw Hat crew.
it's like it's like a flash in the pan is like it's good while you're there, but you looking back, it was not that great.
I just if you I think like when you're watching it, you're in shock and awe of the animation, and you're like, wow, this
That
looks like
definitely
the
helps, man.
prettiest anime I've ever seen in my fucking life. But
Hmm.
I just don't care about the characters at all. Like, let me compare it to like other shonen that's going on. Like Jujutsu Kaisen has maybe not like as beautiful animation, but I think it has as like equivalent to me in like impressive animation. And the characters are a lot more enjoyable. They're funny, and I like their power system a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like the
Deep,
characters in Demon Slayer are a little too close to being tropes.
yeah,
There's
and like one
no.
dimensional. They're so
Yeah,
one dimensional. Like the main guy, I get annoyed because he's just always like, "Oh my god, I ran into a demon. I didn't expect demons to be this hard. All right, I just got to try harder for my sister." And then he just defeats him, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like stop, please." And then like, tell me if I'm wrong. I haven't made it
you're wrong.
through the like whole train arc or whatever of Demon Slayer,
Wow, you
but
really
like,
haven't seen much.
no, I mean like that's they only have 2 seasons out, and it's like
Well, I read it all. There's a lot
okay,
more.
yeah, yeah. Like there's not a crazy more amount
God.
to the skill that he uses to defeat demons. Am I wrong in saying that? Like it's a lot more it's just like different sword techniques, but it doesn't really elevate as much from there.
It gets a little more complicated,
A
but
little
but
more?
it's like it gets a little more like tactical on what they do and there are different techniques, but it all pretty much boils down to the sword, I think,
Gotcha. And then like I just don't care
if I
about that. And
remember
then like the whole
correctly.
thing about them being like demons that kill people, I was just like, okay, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I feel like a lot of other
Oh,
people
and
have very
there's also like
similar villains that do it way better. So I'm
mhm.
just like, I don't really care for theirs. Michael Jackson looking ass. I'm only this
Yeah.
passionate because people put it with the greats. I'm only passionate because people think it's fantastic when I'm
It's
like,
it,
it's
it's
so
just
mid.
what's hot right now. It's just what's hot right
And
now, man.
it's yeah, I do agree with you though
You're
that you
too
said
old
that like
for it. You're too old for it.
once you
It's for
finish
the
it, you
youngins.
don't remember that much about it. I do agree with you on that. I feel like people will get through it and they'll be like, yeah, I don't remember too much about what happened. But it was really pretty though. Okay, so are you voting JoJo's? Because I'm voting JoJo's.
Yeah, let's vote JoJo. Not that I can actually change anything on the list.
You can tell me if you
You
disagree.
could just sweep the whole way through.
I did want to say this, but I don't even think this list is long enough for us to do that. I feel like we would convince each other anyway. But I'd be down for each of us to get like a one give me, you know? Like if you completely disagree with somebody, then you can just like choose it and do it. But the other way,
That's when you do it. Mhm.
now, Spy Family and Attack on Titan. I can't believe I haven't started Spy Family actually. I really want to. I just keep forgetting. I heard it's really good.
It's extremely good, but also it's not that's like putting a little kitten. You're making me put down a little kitten because I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I've bought the manga. How could you put that next to Attack on Titan, which is like
One of the best, like, fictional stories ever told, let's be honest, like, Attack on Titan's, like,
I
up
don't want to
there.
overhype stuff. It's very well done,
I think it's really
and
well done.
it's it's got a lot of it's oh, I just broke my fucking headphone. It's got a lot it's got a lot going on, and it's not just a one trick pony, and
Yeah.
I'm worried that Spy Family is just a sweet one trick pony story.
I think Attack on Titan, it does it really well where it's, like, a pretty like, a very simple, premise with, like, a system that's not too complicated of just having, like, like, what was it, like, 7 special titans, and then, like,
Mhm.
a bunch of normal titans that were, like, terrifying to normal humans. But then it takes that and it, like, makes it adds so much, like, actual reality into, like, the storytelling and everything like that, where it's like, you stop to care about the titans, you know what I mean? Like, the Titans are a big deal, and, like, you have, like, a big guy running with a bunch of Titans, but it's, like, so much more than that because it's, like, about the politics and about,
Yeah.
like, protecting their
Well, it's
family and all
like
this stuff. It was,
it's
like, it's
how they, like, slowly, like, drip fed all this stuff. Like, in
yeah.
the very beginning, it's just, like, a straight shonen, like, this kid's gonna pull himself up by the bootstraps and become something amazing with his special powers. And it just, like, slowly, like, evolves, and next it's like, "Oh, there are these bad titans.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Like,
betrayal."
the
And then they go
progression
out into the whole world and
yeah, the progression from, like, season 1 to now is insane. Yeah, like, you're talking about, like, it's like, oh, yeah, they're, like, set in, like, an olden time, they're just using, like, little gadgets to fight these, like, titans or whatever, and then, like,
right.
you just, like, learn every more and more, and, like, what was it, like, season 2, I think, was, like, my one of my favorite anime seasons ever. I think it was season 2. I think it was, like, whatever, part was with maybe season 1, I don't know. But, like, I feel like the only thing I miss about the earlier seasons was, the mystery behind it because it was so interesting of how, like, we just didn't know anything.
Mhm.
But, I mean, that comes with every, like, mystery type show where you just don't know, and then, like, once you find the ending, it either can be, like, satisfying, um it can be, like, satisfying your need, but it will never be, like, as great as, like, when you literally didn't know and that was, like, as
The
intriguing as well.
anticipation, yeah.
Yeah. But so are you voting Attack on Titan?
Yeah, you kinda have to. That's really not fair to Spy
Yeah.
Family, but
It's a rough matchup,
you're
rough
putting
matchup.
down the family dog, but it's a puppy who's barely even lived
Th
yet.
this next one's a little tough for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Like, both of them are incredible in their own ways.
Again, I can't see them, so please tell me what they are.
It is Mob Psycho versus Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, fuck you.
It is
I already have my answer, but that
th
hurts.
they're both absolutely fantastic. Tell me what you think about Hunter x Hunter. Actually, no, 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 no. Tell me what you think about Mob Psycho. You don't
I'll
have to say
start with
why
Hunter
it's
x Hunter. I'll
okay.
start with Hunter x Hunter. It is
The only reason I'm saying that is because I was gonna say one of us does one and the other one does the other. So if you wanna do
well,
Hunter
I
x Hunter,
think we
I'll tell
need
me.
to do them both.
I think it's
I
just to,
think
like,
we just
speed up the process.
yeah, okay. Well, I want Mob Psycho then, so you can have
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter because
Okay.
you know more about Hunter x Hunter and I
Yeah.
know more about Mob Psycho.
I think Hunter x Hunter is, like, the way it solidified itself into, like, even normie culture, I feel like tells a lot about, like, the lovable characters. But it's so crazy that I feel like once you actually get into it, they don't even become, like, the main point of the entire show. Like, there's so much more to it, and, like, it's funny because like, a lot of people love Gon and, like, they'll have, like, pictures of Gon and Killua, but then, like, in my perspective, it's like, "Oh, yeah, like, they're the main characters, they're really cool," but I kind of, like, hate Gon. But, like, that's perfect for the story, though, because he's kind of like I've said this before, but he can kinda be, like, a little like, stupid, but in the most lovable way possible. And there's so much, like,
Mhm.
intricacy to, like, every single, like, story that they go into to the point where you're kind of like, "Okay, this is a bit much." But, like, the specifically the Chimera Ant arc, which is, I'm pretty sure, like, a majority of the entire show, um, it was a drag while
Yeah,
watching it, but, like, by the end of it, bro, it was a fantastic story, and you look back at it and you're
I
like,
know. There
it
was a lot of setup to
dude, a
make
lot
that
of
as good
setup.
as it was.
It was so well done, and, like, I wish we could get the rest of it. I don't think we'll ever get the rest of it animated. Maybe
Well,
in like 50
we probably
years.
won't even get the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So
But
that's a negative point
yeah,
for sure.
but so
We
far
this
it's
will
done
probably never
so
be
well.
finished.
And what going back to the mystery, it's so cool that like even though it's sad that we might not get the rest of it, but as of right now,
Mhm.
like we're kind of like in an anticipation thing where it's like we don't know
Yeah.
anything. They dropped that bombshell in the end of the anime where it's like, oh, we're in the middle of a dark continent. This is a lake, motherfucker. And it's like, what? It's like the exact same thing as Attack on Titan when you
Attack
realize
on
that they're like
Titan,
on an
yeah,
island.
like, almost exactly, like
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they shifted the whole perspective. They, like, just, like, leaned back, and you can see everything.
yeah. And
Now
there's
we're not I don't I would love to see that stuff get animated, but I don't know, because in the manga, it's just, a wall of text. So in the
yeah,
anime, it would literally just be, like, 2 frames of somebody talking the whole
yeah.
time, you know what I mean?
It'll be like a slow like pan shot, and it's like the narrator speaking for an hour.
And, like, that was a good thing about Hunter x Hunter. It was, like, even in the battles, it's, like, got you
Dude,
thinking
the
and,
narrator
like,
carried
trying to
most of their fights
understand.
in that
I
show.
know, because there's really not that much action, and it's, like, they pushed like, 5 minutes or something for, like, 20, 30 episodes,
Bro, that whole dude,
which is
best
insane.
one of
It's the best part. It's the fucking climax, but
one
it's just crazy, the pacing.
yeah, one of the best moments of that show, I feel like in reference to like the narrator saying something and just adding to the effect of it was the part where what's it got like the cat was it P2?
P2, something like that.
Yeah. She like jumps
P-Pow.
up and she's like, "Oh shit, there's a threat coming towards the king. I gotta help him." And she jumps up, and we already know her as a badass can basically one shot like most of the people that we've seen so far. And she goes up, and then he looks down at her, and she gets all scared, and she like gets ready to go, and he just goes, "Whap!" And he smacks her away, and she goes flying. And then the narrator's like, that was all in under 2 seconds. And it was like, what? It was like, what are you telling me right now? It was like, yeah, that was like instantaneous. And she just went
Mhm.
flying. Oh, it was so well done. Anyway, now
Anyway,
give your fight for Mob Psycho.
okay, Mob Psycho has a special place in my heart because it's amazing and it is very touching. The story is very much centered around a young boy finding himself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like it's super important, and I'm getting really just thinking about it because it just ended. It just ended not that long ago.
The manga or
Everything,
the
it's
anime?
over. The
Oh,
anime,
okay. I
yeah, they
haven't seen
finished
that.
the story. It's a
I don't think I've
complete
watched the last one.
story. So that's 1 point above Hunter x Hunter. It's a
Yeah.
complete story.
Yeah, he's not dying. You
As
fucking
far as I know, there might be more down the pipeline. I don't know, but all of the characters are complex and memorable and amazing, and the animation, it's like everything happens in a second, and it is the most smooth, beautiful. It's like almost the exact opposite of Hunter x Hunter, where it's like they show you like the most psychedelic, amazing, quick thing, and then it's over. The
yeah.
fight's over.
I think Mob Psycho is definitely like second for the funniest show out of any anime.
Oh
It's
my
so
god, it's so
funny.
freaking funny.
It's so fucking funny.
It's like you do not expect what's going to happen, and anything could fucking happen. Like early on when he's fighting the blonde kid, and he like thinks he's all tough, and
Yeah.
he's like pushing him and pushing him and pushing him, and Mob finally breaks, and then you just see him just fucking everything
Ooh.
just fucking completely zooms off of his body. It's just like huge explosion. He's just standing there, bald, naked, just fucking like completely gobsmacked.
And it like you said, it's like it's these extravagant, like crazy animation moments, and then it's like these super hilarious moments, but then like you get to the core of it, and it really is like this shy kid trying to like just better himself and try to like figure out what to do in his life. It's like it's such a good like culmination of all these different factors like boiled down to like one show.
Hmm. Have you
That's
seen
not
the
that
the
long.
second season?
No, I think I got like halfway through the
You
second season.
you need to get
The second
you need
season,
to
I
get to the end, man.
I
I'm telling you, you would put Mob Psycho above Hunter x Hunter
I
right
think
now.
in that moment, uh what's it called? It was definitely going to more the emotional side, but I was definitely looking for more of like a side like funny part, which it was like it looked like it was focusing more on like him, which is not a bad thing. I was just like in that moment, like when I was trying to watch it, I was just like I just wanted like a funny show to watch. Like
Mhm.
I funny enough, I think I was watching I no, actually 100%. It is true. I was watching Mob Psycho and Hunter x Hunter at the same exact time.
You piece
Cuz
of
the
shit.
Chimera arc was getting so fucking boring that I needed like a break. Not I'm not saying like I would literally jump
Oh,
back to
okay, okay.
back, but I was like I was like I got like to Chimera Ant arc and I was like it was just taking forever and then I was like
That's the
can
thing,
I
man.
watch
You
something
need a
else? And
break. You need a break from your brain trying to process all the information.
yeah. And then also,
Where
by the way,
Mob Psycho
this wasn't
is
me
like,
fighting for Hunter x Hunter. It was just like us giving each of us giving a viewpoint of why these guys are so well
no,
made.
this is a fight. We're fighting.
So which one are you voting for?
Mob.
Mob? You know what? I won't disagree. I don't know. Like, because Hunter x Hunter is really well made, but I don't even think I would put it in like my top 5 anime. I'm gonna be real. It's really like I love it a lot. But I
Mhm.
do think it being incomplete, it kind of drags it down a little bit because I'm like, it's really nice, but like I just wish I got more of it because then I could like accurately judge it. But there's like so much to left. Like I think that's why it's so intriguing to me. I honestly think that I liked Hunter x Hunter a lot more when I finished it for 2 reasons. One, because I was able to reflect on what I just watched and be like, oh man, there was a lot that was packed into that shit. That's crazy. But then also like thinking about how much that there's still to discover, like the uh the dark continent and everything like that, like everything that we don't know, that was so exciting. But like I don't think I can really attribute that to the show. Like, you know what I mean? Like any person could just be like,
Right.
oh, and then there's
You
this, and you're like, there's that, and you're like, yeah, but you'll never know. But
do we
that's really
give
cool,
Hunter x
right?
Hunter an extra point for that? What's the YouTuber's name? He gives Hunter x
The
Hunter an extra point because he sells it
Yeah, he
so
really
well.
does. He definitely loves it, and
The
he shows
Grand
it.
Line
So
Review. What's his one
yeah,
for Hunter x
New
Hunter?
World Review, New World.
New World Review. God, that guy
Yeah,
is amazing.
yeah. I think I will go with you
Mob.
for Mob Psycho. Yeah, and
Yeah,
like I said, like
mob mentality.
especially I would also like recommend Mob Psycho a lot more than I would recommend Hunter x Hunter because Hunter x Hunter is kind of
God,
like
I remember the one time I put it on to show somebody, they just went completely dead-eyed and just didn't care, and I was like, "Okay, we're not friends anymore." Like,
which is funny
if
because Hunter x Hunter is like really well known. Like a lot of normies like that show too,
sorry,
which
did I
is
say Hunter x Hunter?
yeah.
I meant Mob. I turned on Mob, the very first
Oh,
episode.
really?
That's like all substance, like that opening scene of that
Yeah,
amazing animation
yeah.
that would like fucking knock anybody's socks off, and they were all just sitting there, just like, okay, whatever, man. I was
Okay,
like, damn.
explain Violet Evergarden to me.
What's the competitor?
One Punch Man.
What the fuck? Okay, I
I've never watched Violet Evergarden, so if you want to give a real quick like
I mean, I've only
what's
ever
his
watched the
plus side?
first season on a dub. It's just trying to make you cry. The whole thing is trying to make you cry
Okay.
in like a good way. It's very emotional. It's very the aesthetic is amazing. The whole show, it's like looks so pretty. It's this I forget what the studio's name is, but they always do amazing work. But honestly, I could not tell you a single plot point besides she writes letters for people because nobody knows how to write. It's like an old-timey setting where she runs around and writes letter for people because it's like they're they're not educated or something. It's like
Gotcha.
a but it's still in a little bit of a like a fantasy setting because she's like some sort of like abused um what's the word? No. There's like a specific word. She's a child soldier. I don't know why I couldn't think of child soldier. She's like completely. It's like her. She's completely fucking gobsmacked. Can't really show emotion. Doesn't really. She's essentially a robot,
Gotcha.
and she even has like a robot arms and like shit because it's that kind of fantasy
Oh. But
because they got blown off in the war and she's like traumatized and it's like slowly unraveling her and making her understand emotion after she was abused and traumatized, so
mhm,
it's like going for that kind of thing where hits you in the feels.
okay. But One Punch Man is one of the greats.
I
Do,
mean, yeah, yes.
do you put it over One Punch Man?
i I do, based solely on the fact that I can remember what happens in One Punch Man.
You put Violet over One Punch Man?
Oh, no, I put One Punch Man over Violet. I would not put
Okay.
just because I don't even I watched it and I don't even remember it.
Okay. I think we go more into depth One Punch Man
which is
in the
it's
next one.
like they're different vibes, man. They're
Yeah, I
different
mean, that's gonna
vibes.
happen with this
It's
bracket. You gotta
hard.
you
It's
we're gonna have to
hard
do
because
that.
it's like it depends on what I'm in the mood for.
All right.
If I want a good romance, I wouldn't go to One Punch Man.
All right. Next we have Death Note and Soul Eater.
Oh, what are you doing?
Now, I've never watched Soul Eater. And I haven't even finished Death Note. But Death Note, let me tell you, it got me intrigued. I don't know why I haven't finished it yet, but it got me like fully
I
juiced
can't.
in where
Okay,
I could not put I had it playing on my phone because it's not really a thing that you need to like watch with your eyes that much. So I like put it on while I was at work, and I was like, it was like I felt like I could have had a glass of wine going, tell me more. What's happening next? I was like, oh my god, there's so much going on right now.
can I just say
Yeah.
I can't tell you why I don't like Death Note because you haven't
Is it because that guy
watched all
dies?
of it. I stopped. I stopped.
Is it because that guy dies?
You knew that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dies, and I'm like, it's not worth it for me anymore.
Mhm.
Because then some little kid takes over. I'm like, I don't really care. But
What about Soul Eater?
Soul Eater is just another comedy action. So I think we should put Death Note in just so we have some variety.
Sounds good.
Because tell me who's made it. Give me a list of everybody who's made it so far, and that will make my decision. Show me
I don't think we should do
we
it based
take
off
it
of
off.
that.
Well,
I can't fight for
I just
Soul
need a
Eater.
refresher.
But okay,
This
but
is
what's
this
your
is just
final
going to be
decision
if
then?
I should fight. This is just determining if I should fight for Soul Eater or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we can't do that then because then we're gonna be like, oh, what's she going next and blah 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 blah.
Okay,
Like,
Soul Eater
what if
is.
somebody saw
Let's
the
just talk
ending
about Soul
bracket?
Eater.
Okay.
I just want some variety. I don't want everything to be action comedy. You know what I mean? Action comedy with a little bit of
I mean,
darkness.
you can't help if it's better than the other ones.
But it's
And I
none
got
of
one
these are
sad one moved on because of it.
so many of these are like it's not better. It's just something different that was executed really well. But Soul
So better.
Eater essentially
Sure, start Soul Eater.
you should watch it. You should watch it. I think it's in your wheelhouse. It's like 2010s, like pretty decent, but not. It's so hard. It's so hard to. I haven't seen it in 10 years.
Yeah.
Let's just do Death Note because I can
Okay.
remember much more of Death Note.
Death Note is iconic for a reason. All right.
Yes.
Next, going back to
For
left
Mami
side,
Sato.
second round.
Tell me who made it. Tell me all the
We
ones
have-
who made it.
Okay, so I'll tell you all the top 8. We got Promise Neverland, Jujutsu Kaisen, Angel Beats, JoJo's, AOT, Mob Psycho, One Punch Man, and Death Note. Not bad. Not a bad list. Not really.
Angel Beats is not gonna survive.
Hey.
That's not gonna make it all the way, man.
It's
You
gonna
just
be
told
my
me.
one give
Look
me.
at at the very end. No.
Okay, but
look at all the talent we've got, man.
I know. Okay, let's start off with the top one. We have Promise Neverland versus Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, where to begin? They're both pretty dark, pretty gruesome.
Yeah, but I think they have very good storylines, and I think Promise Neverland's first season was good, but I think this is the point where you bring up the second season.
Right. This is where it gets cut because
This
that
is-
second season
This
turned
is
it
where
into
you have
doggy
to
doo
enter
doo.
that, and then like Jujutsu Kaisen had a movie, and it was fucking fantastic. So like, you know what? That could kind of be its second season. So I'm
Also, I've been reading it, and it is pretty buck wild.
I've heard
pretty
it's-
good
I've
stuff.
heard it's really fucking good. So I'm sorry, Promise Neverland. Fix your second season, and then we'll talk.
I wish we could, because apparently the manga unbelievably good, and
I
they
heard-
just completely
Yeah, because they
butchered
did
it.
like it was something stupid, like 100 chapters and like 12 episodes or something like that.
Less
like
than,
it-
yeah. They
it
were
was-
just
it
fucking
was something
flying through
dumb.
it to try
Okay.
and get it out there
Next,
while it was still relevant.
we have Angel Beats versus JoJo's.
This is where we fight. If you want to hold on to Angel Beats, this is where we fight. Because JoJo is amazing. It is iconic. There is God, there's like the art is so good that like fucking Versace or Gucci or somebody was like, "Hey, we want you to fucking be on our shit." Can you say that about Angel Beats?
Because it's underrated, bro. It's unknown. It's not a normie kind of show.
JoJo is
It's
the
for the
furthest
heart.
thing from fucking normie. JoJo is hardcore anime.
It's for the feels, man.
Angel
Angel
Beats
Beats it's
is
made me
walking.
cry. The only
Angel
other
Beats
anime
is
I think
walking
that's
among giants. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I think the only other show to make me cry as much as Angel Beats is One Piece, and I got a painting of that boy. So
Hold on? Where's your Angel Beats painting?
I know that's what I'm saying.
Anything Angel Beats?
You saying he's walking amongst giants? I think he's one of the biggest ones out there. That's all I'm saying, Patrick. That's all I'm saying. Okay, chill, Angel Beats underrated. If anybody's watching this and hasn't seen it, go watch it. It'll make
watch it. Yes.
It'll make you think about your life as a whole.
It'll make you beat angels.
No, yo. Sorry, I was thinking about beat off. Anyway, next round, we have.
I feel like we should talk more about JoJo.
You said a very normal thing, and I just thought about.
I just literally. I mean, we both had a weird one today, so we're even.
Okay. The next round is Attack on Titan versus Mob Psycho. Damn.
Oh, this hurts.
Damn.
Me. I'm not very good at arguing, but you okay. You'd say what you think. You talk, and then I'll see if I agree with you or not.
Okay.
Give me your case.
This is where it goes into different fields because Mob Psycho never had me like jaw dropped and like incredibly intrigued by the next episode as Attack on Titan is. Like, especially during that beginning part where we were discovering about the female Titan and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And like when his whole crew got wiped, that was like, I was in shock. And I was like, this what? And then like the whole mystery behind it and like that. And Mob Psycho is like, it's fantastic. It's like we said earlier, it's like the comedy and the animation, and then like the fact that it's all about one person being like just trying to find himself. But I haven't seen the rest of it, and if I have to say, I haven't continued the rest of the season of Mob Psycho.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Then I think that's my answer.
Yeah, I knew.
I think it has to be Attack on Titan because to its defense, Attack on Titan, I was in the mood for, and I binged like 3 seasons of it. Mob Psycho, I was in the mood for like the comedy, and that's mostly what carries you through the first season. And then when it got into more complex ideas, which is good for the show overall, I was like, bro, I wanted a break from complex ideas because I was coming off of Hunter x Hunter. So it's not really defending, like it's not really its fault, but at the same time, I think that's fine.
Well,
I think Attack on Titan.
You know what? I think since I'm the only one here who's caught up on both, I think my say should have a little bit more weight.
That's crazy. That's fine.
But I will secede.
You can say whatever you want. Like
I will concede.
Really?
But I just want to say I wish Mob Psycho should be, if not top 2. This should have been the final round, I think.
Yeah. If it was the final round,
you had to clip my little boy's wings on the second round. No one should ever put Mob Psycho in where it is.
Hey,
but I guess we're gonna if we want to do this for views, saying Mob Psycho can't even get to the top 4, then we can. I'll do it for you, so you have clickbait.
But you're the one who gave up. So like, this is your vote.
I am just not good at arguing.
You can change your mind, bro. Actually,
I mean, it's like it's so hard because Attack on Titan is fucking heavy. Like, you know, if you want something to make you feel good about your life and good about the world, you do not watch Attack on Titan. Even like the fucking creator is depressed and fucking hates his life, but that's only because people sent him death threats because they didn't like the ending.
That's wild.
But I don't think anybody sent the creator of Mob Psycho death threats. So,
do you want to change your answer?
I mean,
here's the thing.
We need a third person to be a tiebreaker. We can't tie break. Has he seen Mob Psycho?
Oh wait, I don't know if he has.
But that's biased.
This whole thing's biased. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's biased towards you. I want one biased towards me.
Have you watched Mob Psycho? So you never even finished the first season?
No.
Okay, never mind. Bye. Damn.
Just give it. Just
Who have we seen? Who
drop it.
I was gonna say though, if you really wanted to say that I wanted something for more views, putting Attack on Titan over Mob Psycho would definitely be definitely get, or sorry, the other way around. Putting Mob Psycho over Attack on Titan would 100% get me the more views.
I
and more
know
controversy.
because they have more rabid fans because it's a horrible, edgy, mean show where people die instead of a nice, sweet, wholesome show. And I think we need some variety up in this bitch.
Do you want?
I feel like
Wait, hold on. No, no. You're not allowed to say that because you just said
I
the
got rid of-
opposite.
I
You
was
said the
literally-
opposite.
I literally was about to say I will drop this because you dropped Angel Beats, even though this is a much
No, I'm not talking about that.
harder
I'm talking about
drop.
earlier when you said, I just don't want funny action comedy shows here. And then now Attack on Titan's moving
No.
up and you said,
What?
I don't want, yeah, you said that for Soul Eater. You said
I
that's the reason
said-
why you wanted Death Note to move on because you said, I just don't want, like, I want some more variety because we have too many, like, funny action like,
No,
funny
yeah,
action
just
animes.
no. I just meant straight shonen. Like these are just straight up shonen.
Yeah, but now you're saying you want variety in the opposite.
I
now
was-
you're saying
I
you
was
don't
saying-
want the dark and gritty one to keep going.
No, I was saying that Death Note is much more complex than Soul Eater. That was my point. That's why it moves on, is because there's more going on with it instead of just a simple show. But both of these shows are complex and nuanced and amazing. But we've got a bunch of big sweaty action stars so far.
Yes, so that's Mob Psycho, way more than any Attack on Titan.
Oh, that's true. He was working out.
So I mean, this is your decision. If you want, you choose who wants to go for it. To go.
I can't be biased. It's Attack on Titan.
Nice.
Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. I'm not looking back.
Okay, the next round is One Punch Man versus Death Note. I say One Punch Man. I think One Punch Man is.
These are hurting me, man. Because
I know, you're gonna have to drop
I'm
some of them.
so listen. I never pick a favorite. I don't have one favorite. I have like 10 favorites.
Yeah, I know.
So to
Today's
pick
the day.
one is fucking horrible. And you made this to torture me because if you would have fucking put Angel Beats and JoJo in two separate brackets and fucking put Attack on Titan and Mob Psycho on the other sides, this would have been fucking easy.
You don't think that Angel Beats being knocked out round 2 it hurts me?
You did it to yourself.
I picked random, buddy. I put shuffle on here. So this is anything.
I'm gonna
Anything
shuffle
goes.
you all
So
the way to the bank.
So I'm gonna say, even because you even said that you don't even want to finish it because of that one person dying. And One Punch Man, I think, is one of the greats. It really, truly is, because the animation is peak, the comedy is peak, and there's
But
even a
here's the
couple
thing.
moments where you're like, damn, that actually kind of made me feel some kind of ways. Like Moomin Rider.
Right, yes. But also, here's what pisses me off.
What?
Between Mob Psycho and One Punch Man,
That's
Mob
how the
Psycho
bracket
is
goes.
better.
Buddy. That's how the bracket
I know,
goes.
I know, but it
We-
pisses me off that One Punch Man, by our standards, is better.
Then
It
you're
pisses me
fucking,
off.
You're gonna fucking hate my answer for the next round. Anyway.
Anyway.
2 rounds from now.
Who made
We
it?
got the semifinals, baby. We got
Wah, wah,
Jujutsu
wah.
Kaisen, JoJo's, Attack on Titan, and One Punch Man. Now, let's do the first match. Jujutsu Kaisen versus JoJo's
ding, ding.
Bizarre Adventure. I think this might be an argument.
Why is that?
I fucking love Jujutsu Kaisen.
I know.
And I wanted to go all the way. Jujutsu Kaisen is so fucking fantastic. The movie is great. It'll make you cry. It'll even have moments where it makes you judge your sanity, your morals. Because like every other anime, they're fucking killing people or fighting people, and they're like, yeah, this is what we gotta do. But there's a moment where this dude killed a real person. He was like, damn, I fucking did that shit. And then, like the girl was like, nut up or shut up, buddy. And I was like, God damn, you're right. I gotta nut up or shut up. And I think everything about Jujutsu Kaisen is great. I genuinely do. I don't know why, but like the aesthetic to the animation to the storytelling to the characters, it's like it all just exactly what I want. You know what I mean? Like just right perfectly up there. Even more than like I don't like it more than One Piece, but I'm just saying like it fits all the criteria even more than One Piece, because like One Piece is like not my field at all, with like it being pirates and it being like these wacky, weirdly drawn characters. But like obviously the story just prevails over there in One Piece. But Jujutsu Kaisen, it checks all the boxes, man. I just can't deny that, bro. It hits everything. That's why I say
All
it's
right, are you
above the
ready?
show I've never
Are
seen.
you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for my argument?
Yeah.
I'm going with JJK2 because I've barely watched any JoJo. My answer would probably be different if I have been caught up to JoJo, because it is one of the greats, but we don't have enough information at this time to put it above JJK.
I agree.
So
JJK.
let's go.
No, 2 points. Oops.
I think
All right.
we know how the next one's going. It's gonna look very similar to this one.
How do you say?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I just out of between One Punch Man and Attack on Titan. I think I'm choosing Attack on Titan.
Oh.
Were you choosing One Punch?
I really
There's no
wanted
way.
to. So I said
No
you're not,
way.
That's why I said you're not gonna like my answer for the next round.
How are you gonna choose One Punch Man?
One Punch Man is the funniest show I've ever seen. Not true, but it's so great, dude. That is. I know we're going back. We're going back to the difficulties of this bracket. Is that it's what do you care more about? Okay, this is philosophical. Do you care more about comedy or emotion, grief, politics?
You knocked out my comedy, so I'm knocking yours out, bitch.
You can't use that. You can't just say. You can't just use a different person against the other person. You know. You can't hold a grudge and use that.
But I do think that Attack on Titan is a better serious anime than One Punch Man is a comedy action. Oh, we're gonna do a tiebreaker. Call him again. He'll just say no. He'll side with me.
Why do you think he's gonna? I was gonna say, why do you think he's gonna go against you? You're saying like, oh yeah, call him. He's just gonna take my side.
Do it.
I'm just gonna text him now because I don't want to call him again.
Right, you already wasted it on one he hadn't even seen before.
Yeah, I know.
Now give your reason for One Punch while we're sitting here.
It's mostly because I like shows that do not take itself seriously way more than shows that do. Like, and that doesn't even just relate to shows. That relates to everything in life. Like, I hate when people take things too seriously. And Attack on Titan I think Attack on Titan does such a good job that it makes me look past that a majority of the time. But if I had to pick a show that made me feel better, it'd be One Punch Man. It'd be like, what do I want to feel? What do I want to watch? What's gonna make me have a good evening? Good evening. One Punch Man. I'm like Attack on Titan is like a show that's going to scratch, like make me find an itch that I didn't even know was there, and then I need to scratch it. You know what I mean? But One Punch Man is like a hug. It's like a hug with a bald man.
I can go hug my dad for that. I don't need One Punch Man.
That is true. Like, I mean, like genuinely, that's also why I like, One Piece, because it could just be like, and then maybe I'm favorable towards One Piece. You know what I mean? Maybe I like one and then space and then a P there. Maybe that's where I.
So here's where your bias comes. Okay. Now, can I
this
just
whole thing
say
is bias.
Now, can I? You can't keep using that as an excuse for my
You're
jokes.
saying we can't be biased.
Let my jokes be jokes, motherfucker. Okay, listen.
What?
I like complex characters who do complex things.
Just because you're funny, you think that it can be complex?
I'm not saying they're one note, but he's literally called One Punch. He does one thing, and that's punching. And I enjoy it. It's a wonderful satire of like heroic animes where it's like it's honestly just fucking making fun of all those fucking shows where it's like, if I believe in myself, I can do it.
That's why One Punch Man
Which
should
is
be in the
amazing.
finals, and Demon Slayer got knocked out of round 1. That's how we should live this.
But I think Attack on Titan, you have good characters, an interesting story, good animation, and also peak is peak. So there.
Is peak. Is peak is all you have to say. Fine.
Peak.
Attack on
No,
Titan.
peak. The character peak is peak. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I'll send up Attack on Titan. Just know that I'm not happy about it.
Now, I will say, I don't like the art of the manga for Attack on Titan, but also, One Punch Man doesn't look that great either. The originals kind of sloppy.
I mean, this is an anime list. This is what we're going off of. So
I'm
Attack on
going
Titan.
off of my experiences.
All right. I'll stop memeing.
All right.
But this one I'll fight to the death for.
Do it. Start fighting. Start
like
fighting. See what happens.
Fuck around and find out. Yo, what am I, kid right now? No. JJK, I do think I think we haven't seen its ending yet, but I think I will
I mean, we
love it.
haven't we haven't seen Attack on Titan's ending
That's true.
either.
Damn it.
They're
That's
cutting that pie real thin.
I know, that's so fucking dumb. Jujutsu Kaisen, though, I think by the end of it, it'll be just one of the greats again. Like, it'll just surpass everything. And I think everything that you said that Attack on Titan is had over One Punch Man, I think Jujutsu Kaisen is even with Attack on Titan in that regard, but just slightly favorable in my opinion of what I would rather watch.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I think the story is still a little worse than Attack on Titans, though.
I get that.
Like the overall story. That's where Attack on Titan is the strongest, is its overall story is just insanely good. Now, the little character interactions, I feel like JJK is honestly a little better because it's not as grim dark, you know?
Yeah.
Dark
But
shit
then they
happens,
do have
but
those
they
moments,
still
yeah.
dark shit happens in both of them.
Yeah.
I think JJK goes overboard on trying to be edgy just because it's like demons and shit. I think that's always a little too tropey. But like overall, like the character interactions and the stakes are really good, and the action is amazing.
The action is possibly my favorite out of any anime. I'm gonna be real.
And
like
I
it's
just
fucking
like
fantastic.
the hype when they were fighting the wood demon, the forest demon.
So, and then like after that too, like one of my friends who doesn't like Ariana Grande, he said that he watched he like stopped at the last like 3 episodes or something like that, and I was like, bro, there's so much action even in the last episode, the last like 2 episodes, the like second to last episode, you have Mr. like Wolf guy do his like actual thing. It's been a while since I watched the show, but like the actual thing where he like surrounds everything with like, and then he like fights him, and he does like, he literally goes insane, which I thought was so fucking cool. And then you have the fight with the 2 brothers on the highway, and it was so good. Even the last.
Let me see if I can remember names, because that's another like that would take points off if you can't even remember their names.
It's Itadori, and it's
Yuji,
yeah, Yuji, and then
Nanami,
yeah,
Gojo,
yeah,
Jogo. What's Clappy Man's name?
I don't remember his name.
Don't get that point. Sorry.
That's not fair.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Also, Attack on Titan like had a season, like, or a special like a month ago.
Yeah, but you're gonna remember Eren Yeager.
I don't remember anybody else in that show, except for Mikasa and Levi.
Peak.
Just remembering that because of the fucking pun.
Hanji.
Once again, a month ago. Dude, after that episode came out, we were recording a podcast. I don't even remember her name. Sydney picked Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's right.
But
tell him he's the tiebreaker.
Jujutsu Kaisen said Jennifer Lawrence's boobs.
They changed that, didn't
We
they?
have a winner.
Yeah, no, I was favoring. I don't know why you're being so like in my face. I was favoring JJK.
It's because I know that everybody and their mamas would vote Attack on Titan over JJK.
Apparently not.
But we have decided we are Degens today.
Now I'm putting a disclaimer. I don't have a number one favorite. This is
Oh my
all
God.
you.
Stop.
This is all
Don't
you can
be a
take
pussy,
all the
Patrick.
heat.
This is all
No,
of us.
that's true. I don't pick one. I like them all for
Hey, you
so
just
many
did.
different reasons.
You just did. You just did. You just picked Jujutsu Kaisen.
I was under duress.
Sorry.
That won't hold up. This will not hold up in court.
Want to bet? I know the judge.
Yeah, man. Pump up your balls. Let's
JJK.
go play some b-ball.
I wish there was like a big. I'll edit it. I was hoping it would at least put the name like underneath it. You know what I mean? Like right here or something like that. Like anyway, that's our bracket. That's
We'll
what we
fix it in
think is
post.
correct. And if you disagree with it, you're wrong. If you think Mob Psycho is better than Attack on Titan, you're wrong. If you think Mob Psycho is better than One Punch Man, you're wrong because it got knocked out the bracket before.
That's it. Podcast over. Goodbye.
All right. Peace out.